Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be well, I'm going to discuss this book called Magical Housekeeping: Simple Charms and Practical Tips for Creating a Harmonious Household. And it's by Tess Whitehurst. And it says, create a home that shines with positive energy and magic, and watch your dreams come true. I actually had this book for a few months now. I almost want to say I bought it last year, or the end of the year or something. Well, I don't know when I bought it, but I finished it a few months ago, or a couple of months ago, I don't know, whatever. I absolutely love this book. Not only do I love the information she gives in this book, I love the tone of the book. She has a light, friendly personality, at least what comes through in the book. She has in here, well, let me read the table of contents. Clutter clearing, cleaning, space clearing, harmonious positions, the 3 secrets empowerment, sorry, crystals. My mind is gone. I'm sick. So I'm working on very little sleep, and yeah, it's, pardon. Gemstones, fairies, angels, and other helpful beings, plant allies, animal allies, sacred smoke and aromas of power, blessings, protections, and other rituals. Now, I might have talked about, I know I've mentioned this book in some other videos. Whether or not I really gave like a review or something, I can't remember. So if I did, if you remember me doing something sorry, about this book, then you may want to stop watching. But I can't remember doing a review. I kind of almost feel like I did, you know. But anyway, in this book, she not only talks about clearing a space, turning it into a harmonious dwelling, but she also talks about in order for you to do this, you must also cleanse your mind and body as well. She even gives, if I can find it here, she even gives some recipes for like detoxing. Let's see, yeah, like here she has physical toxins she talks about when she's talking about clearing internal clutter, and she gives a cayenne cocktail recipe, one called Beautiful Juice. She also has a recipe for bath salts, and then she discusses very briefly exercise. She also discusses working out emotional clutter. So she has a section here called Grudges, Grievances, and Old Hurts. And basically you want to work through those kind of things. She has here a clutter clearing checklist. See? And it's basically like, say you don't know where to start, or you want to I don't know, keep a chart of what you need clearing. So she has here like paper. This is for physical clutter. Paper. And she has different kinds of papers you may want to get rid of, like old receipts, old warranties, junk mail, old cards, expired coupons. And she has clothes you may want to get rid of, like clothes that don't fit, which that's what I am currently in the process of doing now. I've already cleared out my I think I went through 2 drawers. I want to say. Yeah, I went through 2 drawers. Cleared out all the clothes that either don't fit or are starting to get worn. I mean, I kept some of my old shirts that I just wear around the house in like grungy tops. You know, like things like when I dye my hair, shirts like that. But I'm also going through some bags of clothes that I've had in the closet where we had the ceiling came down in. I'm going through those clothes. I've washed everything out, and I'm going through whatever doesn't fit, has to go. Anything that doesn't fit is going to Goodwill. Anything that's threadbare and, you know, just ratted down, is going out. And I've also went through some of our towels to get rid of towels that have like huge holes in them. It's like, I don't know why we're keeping them, and we still use them. That's what the crazy part is. So some of them I've ripped up into like rags so they could be like cleaning rags. So then she has a checklist for your internal clutter. So you have getting rid of your physical toxins. I'm also, and I've mentioned before, Eat to Live, and I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily follow the diet that's in the book, but I am going to incorporate a lot of what I've learned from that book into my diet. I've totally cheated today, but I've been making a lot of fruit smoothies now, so that, and I get like either fresh fruit or frozen fruit. Sometimes I'll combine the both. So sometimes instead of like reaching for that snack or whatever, I'll do that. 'Cause sometimes I don't feel like eating fruit, although eating fruit is better than reducing it to a liquid, because the fiber from the whole fruit is what helps to fill you up. So whereas it would take like, I don't know, let's say 5 fruits to make that juice or smoothie, that one fruit, maybe 2, is all you would need to fill you up if you ate it whole. But sometimes I don't want to eat it. Sometimes I just want something to drink. But I'm cutting sodas out of my diet too, so I'll be working on cutting out sugars, or at least reducing the amount of sugar at this point. I gotta take baby steps. I don't know if I can do both. I don't know if I can get rid of sodas and cut out sugar. So, but you also want to get rid of, again, things mentally that you need to release, that you need to let go of. So she discusses, you know, forgiving and releasing and healing, release old baggage, and get back your power. She also discusses your beliefs. So she has a section called Limiting Beliefs. And it says, our thoughts create our reality, and our beliefs define our thoughts. Uncover and let go of beliefs that are holding you back from living the life of your dreams. And a lot of what she says too, also, well, it sounds a lot like the law of attraction as well. Now, when she gets into the cleaning aspect, she discusses things like essential oils and flower essences. She gives like a tiny list of some essential oils and like their properties. She discusses cleaning, and she gives you some tips on cleaning. She discusses some floor washes. She has a recipe for a prosperity floor wash and home harmony floor wash, which I definitely want to make. But damn, if a Bach rescue remedy isn't expensive. Yeah. She also has a clarity floor wash as well. She does discuss briefly like personal cleansing as well. Now, she discusses ways in which you can clear, like do space clearing. So she does talk about things like noise. You can use different noises to space clear, like chanting, bells or chimes, or clapping. And you can use rattles, drums, and tambourine. She also discusses smudging. So she talks about different forms of sage, sweetgrass, even mist. Then she goes into visualization. She has different types of you know, being sick, it can mess with your thinking abilities too. It's like I have no vocabulary right now. I don't know. Yeah, visualization. So she has a vacuum space clearing visualization, elemental space clearing visualization. Then she has like a ritual to do a thorough space clearing. She then, her harmonious positions, that goes along the lines of feng shui, and she even, I think, briefly discusses feng shui here. So she even has here like a, what's it called, map of the centers. There you go, map of the centers, and this is based off of feng shui as well. So she discusses how you can do this per like your whole house, or for each room. And she has a few rituals in the book as well, and she goes, you know, almost room to room. Well, she discusses the bedroom, and then she has a ritual there for clearing the bedroom. Then she moves into the kitchen, and little parts of the house, even TV sets she discusses. Then she has her 3 secrets of empowerment, and those 3 things are gesture, vocalization, and visualization. I'm not going to discuss further into that because, well, read the book. I'm not going to give the lady secrets away. She does briefly talk about mudras as well, and she gives examples of different mudras. She even gives some don't forget mantras. Yeah, she does. She gives a few mantras as well. She does talk about crystals. She talks about different ways in which you can cleanse your crystals, placement of crystals. She also does briefly discuss some crystals. She goes into their properties and things like that. Let's see. Okay, her section on fairies, angels, and other helpful beings. In this section, she does discuss altars and creating altars for whichever being you want to create your altars for. If it's to the gods, if it's to the elements, or the elementals, fairies, or what have you. She does give a general discussion about altars. And then she talks a little about angels and Buddha and fairies. And she goes into some of the gods and goddesses and saints. Then she discusses plants, using plants and using animals in your living space, and how these can help create harmony. So what types of plants you can use, what kind of animals can assist in creating the vibrations you want to create in your home. And when I say animals, I don't mean she says go out and buy these animals. I mean like animal representations, because where are you going to find a dragon these days, you know? But She does discuss a few animal representations, and then she discusses smudging. And she also goes into oils, and she does give properties of some oils. She has a few mists, recipes for mists that you can make. She also talks about candle burning for a specific intent. Let's see. And she does discuss a little bit about candle burning, like, you have to state your intent, which you have to do for any ritual or spell. You should be stating your intent. What color candle is good for what, preparing your candle, empowering your candle, lighting your candle. Then she has a section on blessings, protections, and rituals. And she gives quite a nice array of blessings and rituals. Like, you have a new house blessing, or like if you're in your current house, she has a house blessing for that. So she has a ritual for that. Yeah. She even has one for attracting love, attracting an ideal career, and or discovering your life path. A happy home ritual. I think I'm going to try that one. I think maybe. Even banishing unwanted guests, both physical and spirit. She has 2 different rituals for that. So, and then, she has her bibliography, and I just wonder if there's a correspondence table here. Oh, okay, yeah. She has a color correspondence table as well. So, I absolutely loved this book. I loved her form of writing. I even like the spacing of pages. I have this thing with books and page, word, I guess format or setup. Like, when I was in school, when I was in college, I was an English major, so we read a lot. And you have different publications will put out the same books. You can get, like, I had to read Dracula one year. You can get Dracula from any publication. At the time in college, my favorite publication was Penguin, because I liked the spacing of the word. They weren't crammed on the page. I did not like Signet, because Signet back then tended to, the words, it was smaller, the books tended to be a little smaller. The words tended to be cramped more, but they ran like straight across the page almost. Like, the margins were a lot smaller, the Signet. And I had this thing about that, and I would never buy a Signet book. Typically in college, but when I was going, they did have either or publication for the books. So you can get a Signet, or you can get Penguin, or you just don't get it from there if you're like me. You can find somewhere else. But yeah, so I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's a thing for me, but it is. But I like the spacing of the book. Totally, I'm sure it has absolutely no concern for most people, because it sounds so dumb. But I highly recommend this book. I also got on my Kindle 2 other books of hers that I have to read. One was 99 cents, and it is called let's see here. I think it's called like Decluttering Boot Camp. Yeah, there we go. Magical Clutter Clearing Boot Camp. That one was 99 cents. Then I also got this book, which I have yet to read, The Good Energy Book, Creating Harmony and Balance for Yourself and Your Home. So I haven't read that yet either, but when I do, I probably might we'll discuss it a little bit as well, but we'll see. So thanks for watching, and blessed be.